Hi soulmate and welcome to Blossom Kiddies costume. So today we'll be learning the sewing part of this video. Thank you. Bye.
Hello and welcome to the sewing part of this video. So if you've not watched the cutting part of this video, please kindly do so you understand what I'm doing here. So the next thing we'll be doing now is to place the front and the back together. So I'll just use my pin now and pin we'll be sewing the shoulder. I've pinned. Do that first. Then I'll sew the shoulder. You can pin as a beginner. I'll sew the second side. Can you see? I've sewed this other part too. I've sewed it off camera, so it's still the same part. I just sewed the shoulder. So the next thing I'll be doing is so the next thing we're doing now is to place it right side facing right side. Can you see? So I'll just pin. Go to the zipper part. This side. You start from the zipper part first. Then you pin. You pin so that you know what you are doing. Don't be in a hurry to just sew. You pin the bottom part, and you come to this side also. You pin. Don't be in a hurry so that you don't make any mistake. You pin. As you can see, I'm pinning this. Then I'll come to this bottom part and pin. Pinning. The next thing I'll be doing is to mark the zipper allowance of 1 inch. Can you see? 1 inch. I've marked it. And also at this part, also remember this is the back and this is the front. The next thing I'll be doing is to sew. And I'll sew. This line and then cut it off. And also remember that the next thing you're doing now is to notch. Just you notch, but don't let it touch the sewing part. Okay, don't let it touch the thread. Just notch a little. Why are we notching? Is because we want it to align. Okay, just notch a little. Notch and notch. So I'm not letting it touch the thread. Okay, just take your time. Don't rush. If you're a beginner and even if you're a pro too, notch. So by the time you flip, turn it. Just watch what I'm doing. I'll bring the front. This is the front, and this is the back. This is the back. I'll sew it this way. Sew it this way. Not the zipper part. This part, this ankle part. I'll sew it this way. With 1 inch. Place. And I'll sew it with 1 inch. I measure 1 inch. I measure 1 inch. And I'll measure 1 inch. I measure 1 inch. And I'll sew with 1 inch. The next thing I'm doing now is I've sewn this part. Can you see? Then I'll come to this other part. This same front, this front. I'll come to this part. Okay, I'll bring this front. This is the front, and I'll place it to the back, and then I'll flip it and I'll sew. I'm not sewing the ankle, and if you're not putting a sleeve to this, you will sew your ankle. But yeah, I'm not sewing the ankle because I'll be attaching a sleeve to it. I'll mark my 1 inch seam allowance here. Okay, I'll mark, and here also I'll mark my 1 inch seam allowance, and I'll sew. So after that, the next thing. So the next thing I'll be doing again is I'll sew this part again. Can you see? This is the front and this is the back. You look at the front angle and the back angle. You place them together and sew. And I'll come to the other side again. Just look at the angle part, and then you place the back and the front together and sew. Because repeat what I just did here. Like I want to explain. Now this is the front, and this is the main fabric, and this is the lining part. Okay. So now what I did was I took the front of the main fabric, and I took the front of the main fabric and the back, and I sewed it like so. I did the same thing here. I sewed it. Then this is the back. I sewed this part, and I sewed this part. Okay. And next I'm going to flip it. Can you see? I'll flip it. This is the part of the bottom. I'll just use my scissors to just bring that out. Bring it out. So. And then I'll bring this part. Can you see? This is the back. Can you see how neat it is? All the sewing are now inside, and this is the inside. That's the lining. Can you see how neat it is? So that's the essence of sewing it that way. You understand? Like this, and this is the front. So I'll be attaching the sleeve here and also here also. The second hand. This is the front. You can see. So the next thing I'll be doing is I'll set this aside, and I'll work on the down part. I'll bring my queen line, and I'll leave like half an inch on this part. I'll leave like 1 inch. My queen line on it, and what I'll be doing is to fold. I'll just fold it this way. Can you see if I fold it? Remember, I left 1 inch here so that when you want to join, you can be able to. Then I'll start sewing. Remember that we left half an inch for sewing allowance, join allowance to the queen. I'll cut the queen line. Remember, I left 1 inch for at this point, so I have my main fabric and my lining part. So I'll bring the first layer, which is the shorter one, and then what I'm going to be doing now is to place them together like so. Just watch what I'm doing. I'll place it. I'll mark the midpoint. I want to mark the midpoint so I can pleat or gather. So I'll place and then I'll mark the midpoint. This is the midpoint, and I'll bring my fabric. This will be the first. This is the main fabric. This part I'll place it together like so and mark the midpoints also, and then I want to pleat. You can pleat, you can pleat or gather. Then I'll bring the right side. Remember that it's right side facing right side. This is my right side. This is my right side, and this part is my wrong side. So I'll place it as I will notch, as you can see. So I'll start sewing now from that 1 inch that we marked for as allowance. So you can choose to pleat it big, or you can pleat it little by little. I'll just bring in and sew. This is the, oh my god, this dress is looking beautiful already. This is the upper part. Okay, so when you're sewing, you take your time, okay, and then you sew. So this is for the upper parts, and you see this is for the shorter part. So now I want to explain something on this part. Now this is the shorter part, right? Now I want to sew the lining. Now this part is the front, right? We've sewn it to the front. Now this part is the lining. Now in sewing the lining, this is the right side and this is the wrong side, right? So the second layer will be touching the right side of the lining. That means that the right side will be facing you. Then you pin. You pin. But before that, let's notch it so that we'll know where to stop when we are sewing. We'll notch the middle part. Can see. I'll notch the middle part. I'll set this aside and I'll bring the lining. This is I'll mark I'll mark the middle parts. I'll notch, you see, and I'll bring the second layer, the second step, and remember that the right side will be facing you while the wrong side is facing the right side. Then I'll place it and I'll pin, and also I'll look for the notch part, the part that we notch, and I will place it together with the fabric. Can you see? And I'll notch, and I'll pin. Can you see? And then we'll start sewing from there. Remember that we're marking 1 inch. Mark a 1 inch for a zipper allowance. This is 1 inch for zipper allowance, and I bring my sewing machine to this point and I'll sew. And here, can you see the reason why I said that we should? That if you are sewing this part, because we don't want this part to start showing here, you want a neat, can you see, you want very neat. And here is the back. Let me show you our lining part. Can you see? It covers it, and here is it. This is the back, the inside. Look at how neat it is. When you follow step, just follow what you are seeing on this video, and you get it very, very. Can you see? And here is the inside. This part is where you just weave it, and this is the first layer and this is the second layer. Can you see? And this is the back. That's the lining, the inside. If I put my hand, let me show you. If I put my hand now, this is the bottom part. Can you see? Very, very neat. Just look this. This is the, and here you can design it with your bead, applique, whatsoever you like, and you can put any sleeve that you want to put here. You can put your sleeve here, and here is the first layer and this is the second. So the next we'll be doing now, I'll be fixing. So This will be this part is where you're going to put on the buttonhole, where you'll be the button. So I'll just pin this so you understand what I'm doing. And as you can see, I've sewn my zip. You can see I've fixed my zipper, and you can see the inside so neat. So the next thing we're going to be doing is we'll flip. So I'll just remove this. In this your zipper, you just pull it up a little. Okay. And then you join this part. Can you see the way I'm putting it now? Because I want them to align. You join this part to this part together, and you put this one in, and then you pin. Can you see? So you can now move your pin, that short part, and just pin it out, making sure that there's nothing in. Okay, now just pin it out. Align this part. Can you see? Align this part. Can you see? And you pin. You pin. And let's see what we have after pinning. Can you see? Can you see? It's aligning. Can you see? So now. The necessary thread. Wow, this dress is looking beautiful already. Can you see? See, it's aligning, it aligns, and that's this.